Hi there, this is John Allen Green, Franciscan hermit from Johannesburg, with my Gospel Reflections from the Hermitage. And this coming Sunday, we reflect on Divine Mercy Sunday. Lies, deceit, manipulation, theft, destruction, and even murder often follow misdirected and ill-conceived desires, yoked to unbridled passions. These are the desires that veil true intent, that destroy wisdom and destroy rational choices. These are the desires that conceal the divine within us, so we can no longer distinguish between what is real and what is unreal, and so binding us to both our illusions as well as our delusions. As we become bewildered and entangled by the many snares of delusion, addiction to the gratification of our lust soon become overpowering. Our history as a species have abundant dramas that bind and blind families, peoples, and nations in entanglements that are passed from generation to generation. As priests, we are abundantly aware of how such betrayal and lies can bind people in suffering for many decades. I do not know of anyone who can honestly declare that they have escaped from the tentacles of such misdirected desires that infect and affect our lives and our actions. The infection is in the very air that we breathe. All of us require healing. All of us require untangling. Each one of us is in need of mercy. It is something that we desire for ourselves, yet it is something that we are loath to bestow on another. You see, within each one of us there is an inbuilt sense of a moral code, a sense of justice, and of indignation at what we see to be injustice. The closer the sense of injustice touches us personally, the more intense that sense of indignation will grow. This is the indignation that demands that what was taken from us be returned, and with interest, for my tormentor, my adversary, to suffer in the same way that I have suffered. This is the hidden darkness within our hearts that secretly rejoices at the pain and suffering of someone we perceive to have slighted us, hurt us, or betrayed us. Justice demands retribution, we will say, demands vengeance, demands satisfaction. Nothing else will satisfy our moral sense of justice. Sadly, it is this very sense of moral code of justice, my demand for revenge, vengeance, retribution, compensation, that leads me to doubt my own forgiveness, and that poisons my belief in forgiveness for myself, the untying of the bonds that hold me in slavery. Without this forgiveness for myself and for others, I am unable to be free, and because love needs freedom, this blocks me from experiencing love, blocks me from experiencing God, blocks me from being authentic to myself and to my purpose. In his discourse on mercy, Rich in Mercy, St. Pope John Paul II spoke of this problem. The present-day mentality, more perhaps than that of people in the past, seems opposed to the God of mercy, in fact, tends to exclude from life and to remove from the human heart the very idea of mercy. The word and the concept of mercy seem to cause uneasiness in humanity, who, thanks to the enormous development of science and technology, never before known in history, has become the master of the earth and has subdued and dominated it. This domination of the earth, sometimes understood in a one-sided and superficial way, seems to leave no room for mercy. If we do accept that we have been made by God who is good, made by love, then the purpose of our lives must be to love and to be loved. But love cannot exist without forgiveness, as much as it cannot exist in indifference, because unforgiveness is always about me and the past. It is always about my precious, my opinions, my honor, my hurt, my loss, and my needs, while love is always about the other. Love needs the good of the other. Love must be in the present. This is the great doubt and the great need, the tension between justice and mercy, the tension between our great need for forgiveness and our desire for retribution. Today's Feast of Doubt and Mercy is a declaration to us, a declaration and a promise made by Jesus, the Christ. Whoever approaches the fountain of life on this day will be granted complete forgiveness of sins and punishment. Do not doubt that sins can be forgiven without retribution. I want the image solemnly blessed on the first Sunday of Easter, and I want it to be venerated publicly, so that every person may know about it. Do not doubt that it is for all of you, for all God's sons and daughters. This feast emerged from the very depths of my mercy, and is confirmed in the vast depths of my tender mercies. Do not doubt that this is my way, for I died with forgiveness and mercy in my heart and on my lips, even for the very ones who crucified me. The Lord's desire for the feast includes the solemn, public veneration of the image of divine mercy by the Church, as well as personal acts of veneration and mercy. Do not doubt that by accepting my mercy, the poison of unforgiveness will be expelled. The great promise for the individual soul is that a devotional act of sacramental penance, that is, going to confession, and of communion, will obtain for that soul the plenitude of divine mercy on this feast. Do not doubt that with forgiveness you will find peace. Come and receive my mercy. May the Lord grant you his peace and his mercy.